Hello, everyone. I am DJ Leandro. Welcome back to the DJ Leandro Music YouTube channel, and welcome to another Cubase tutorial. If you're into music production, mixing, or you just want to give your tracks that extra punchier sound or extra polish to give it that extra form of quality, then today's tip is definitely for you. We're going to be talking about one of the most powerful techniques in music production, and that is parallel compression. Okay, so what exactly is parallel compression? Parallel compression, also known as New York compression, is when you blend a heavily compressed version of a signal or even a completely distorted version of that signal with the original dry version. The idea is simple. You will crush the dynamics for more punch, thickness, and weight, but keep the natural feel and transience of the original sound. So you will mix these two signals together to create something nice, heavy, and punchy. Now, you might ask yourself, when will I use parallel compression? Well, technically speaking, you could use it on anything, but in the majority of music production, it is predominantly used on drums, vocals, and sometimes even bass and synth sounds. So sometimes even on a mix bus, you can add it to add some overall glue and power and add that punchiness to your overall mix. Okay, so let me show you how it works. Okay, so here I have my drum loop that I have got 4 different elements, as you can see, that I've got through a drum bus channel. I have compressed them, each of them individually, and have gone through each of them. So let's have a listen to the final result before I add parallel compression. So yeah, as you can hear, I've got a hi-hat loop, I've got 2 shaker loops, and I have a percussion loop. Okay, so in order to get started, what you're going to do is this. You're going to go to your drum bus channel, and then here, how it works is you're not going to add your parallel compressor onto an insert. You're going to go to your send. Very simple. Over your sends here, you're going to right click and you're going to say add effect to track send 1. And then we're going to find our compressor. So in this case, I'm going to use the supercharger compressor from Native Instruments. And then as you can see, your options are here. You can do stereo if you're going to do, let's say, or kick or a bass sound. But in this case, we're going to give stereo because we're doing our drums. And we're going to call this parallel drums. And then here we can see that we have now our supercharger compressor here that is going to be our parallel compressor. Now, as you can see, it's already at 0, which is what we want. But very importantly, what you're going to have to do is here, you want to do as a pre-fader, not a post-fader. Basically, what this means is that if we have it naturally as it stands, where it automatically activates, it is now a post-fader sound, meaning it's going to compress the sound after everything has been processed. Whereas if we click here, this is going to be a pre-fader, meaning it is sending all the drums sounds that we have here from our drum group into the compressor, and then it's going to send it into the main drum bus track. So in other words, we are going to process the original sound, not after, but before it has been processed. So to give an example of what I'm talking about, it's like this. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down all the way to 0. So now that we got our drum loop, original drum loop playing, and then as I bring this up and we bring the compressor in, there I have my signal now. As you can hear, the compressor is working. But now, once I drop the volume of the drum loop that I'm using, this compressor is going to stop working. And this is something that we don't want, because basically what it means is it's only going to start working with what I'm talking about. The parallel compressor, the supercharger, will only start working once we hit a certain threshold. And we don't want that. What we want is we want the supercharger compressor to be working all the time, and then we're going to add what we want from it into the drum bus. And to do that, very simple, we're just going to click here, and now we're good to go. So as you can hear, I'm going to drop this all the way down. So this is now the compressed signal that we are hearing. So once I bring this up, it's going to bring the original signal in. So what we're going to do is, let's work now with the parallel compressor, and we're going to completely overdrive this thing to give it some nice heavy bottom weight. Okay, so let's listen to it. Okay, now as you can hear, it's completely been overdriven. We've got some nice harmonics going on. And then what we're going to do is, we will now go, as you can see, this is our parallel drum channel here. We're going to keep this volume down. We're now going to go back to our drum loop. We're going to put this at 0, and we're going to play this. So now, what we are hearing is the actual drums before we're going to add the parallel compressed channel. So what we're going to do is we'll go back to our parallel drums here, and we're going to slowly bring this up. Okay, so now they're both playing together. I'm now going to mute the parallel compressor. Mute again. Now, as you can hear, it's giving some more polished sound to the actual drums in total. And that's it. It is very, very simple, as you can hear. All you got to do is basically just do exactly what I told you. You just need to go to your Sends Effect, right-click, add FX group to that, and then we've got a compressor. And very importantly, do not forget to make this a pre-fade and not a post-fade send. And that's it. So you can use this on any sound that you want. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the majority of the time that I recommend using it will be obviously on your drums and perhaps even on vocals and of course bass and kicks if you like. And that's parallel compression, clean, punchy, and super useful. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop comments in these sections. And let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. Thank you. And let me know which videos you want to see in the future. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you at the next one.